So hello everyone and welcome back on my channel. Today I just thought I would talk about building a wardrobe because that is what I'm personally doing right now. So personally, building a wardrobe for me is knowing what I would like to have in my wardrobe, what I need and what I like. And building a wardrobe, if you don't already know your style, is also a bit about getting to know yourself. Buying an item and figuring out if it's you or not, and just getting to know yourself actually. So I would never advise anyone buying a lot of clothing of the same kind of style and same kind of patterns. I talked about how you find a style in video, go watch that. But just buying one piece of item if you aren't sure if it's you, and then slowly getting to know yourself, getting to know what works for you. And sometimes it can just be very nice to find a piece of clothing that you know you already love and buying multiples of it. That's all about what you like and what is you and what you're all about. So it's really about getting to know yourself, and it's also getting to know what you actually need and what you actually wear. So I'm the kind of person who likes to wear different kind of clothing on different kind of days. Sometimes I like my jeans to be tight. Some days I like my blouse to be tight. Sometimes I like my blouse to be loose and my pants to be tight. So I think for other people it differs what we want to have on different days. It's just really important we have something for all of those days. It's also really important we know what we wear the most. So I mostly wear blouses or t-shirts or a combi of those two, and then pants. And then I also wear sweaters often, like hoodies and cardigans, and the kind of sweater I have on right now. And I wear that often because I live in a country that's cold. So for me it's also important to have a different kind of socks. So you have the ones for a couple of weeks of summer where it's warm, and then you have the long ones, the ones that just goes to your ankle, depending on how cold it is. And you also have some socks they wear over your normal socks because it can really get cold for your feet in the colder months, and it's just cold most of the time in Denmark. So it's really important to know where you live and what kind of temperature it is and how often you freeze or how often you're too hot, and build your wardrobe around all of these kind of things. So personally, I was building my own wardrobe, and I think it's really important while you're building your own wardrobe that you find out what you need, so you actually write it down. For example, for me, I have 2 nightwear sets where long arms and long legs, and I need a couple of those. So I have 3 right now in the moment, and I would like to have 1 more because then I think if I have 1 more it'll be enough. So that will last me until we wash the next time. So it's also about how often you wash your clothing, and it's really about trial and error. And not everyone can know their style before they start building their wardrobe. That isn't a possibility for all of us. Of course, it would be so much easier if we already knew our style before we started building our wardrobes. But a lot of us don't know our styles before we start building our wardrobes, and that's why it's really important to take it slow. And there might be some bumps on the road. I put on some weight, and even though it was just 4 to 5 kilos I put on, and you couldn't really see it that much on me, it still was enough that I have to go up another level in my pants, because before I was wearing a size small and a size large in really tight pants because I like there being a little room. I don't like to be really tight and it hurting my stomach when I have them on. So that was the 2 sizes I wore before. Now my normal pant size is a medium, and my size for really tight fitting jeans are a large to an extra large, because again I like them to be a little room. I would rather put a belt on my jeans than them being too tight and too small, because if I ever was to put on weight again, then I could fit them, hopefully. So that was kind of what I'm going for. So it's really about getting to know yourself and taking it slowly, and not being mad about yourself if you bought something you thought you would love and you didn't. It's just so important we learn and we evaluate along the way. So For example, if you bought something in the store you really like but you never wear it, okay, try to see if you can wear it. Start wearing it again. And if you do not like it when you try to start wearing it again, you have to evaluate why. So what is wrong with this piece of clothing? What is it that I do not like about it? And then depending on who you are, sell it, donate it, give it to somebody else. Do what fits you the most to do with this piece of clothing. But I think it's really important that it gets a new home if it's still in a fine quality without way too many holes or anything like that. And even if it has a lot of holes, you can probably donate to somewhere, because I don't think homeless people care if there's holes in their clothing or not. They just care about themselves being worn enough. So just really figure out what you do with those clothing when it doesn't work out. Again, this is a video on top of my head. I haven't written anything down. I just thought it's all about getting to know yourself and taking it slow and trying out things slowly, not buying a lot of one thing you might think you might like and then not liking it later on the road. So just taking it slow and take it as a process of getting to know yourself. And you will make mistakes in this as you do in any other area of your life. It's just important that we learn from our mistakes, because we are human and nobody's perfect. And I think it's really important to talk about that nobody is perfect, and building a wardrobe is a journey just like anything else, and it takes time. Most of us aren't just a YouTuber who can go out and buy an entirely new wardrobe just in one go, or over the span of a couple days, something like that. Most of us can't do that, so it takes time for us to build a new wardrobe, and that's okay, that's alright. So that was just what I want to talk about today. But I would really recommend, as I talked about earlier in the video, writing down what you actually need for your wardrobe and what you want. So it's a combination of what you need and what you want, because you also need to think about what you want. Because if you want to wear different things for different days, for example me, I both love cardigans, hoodies and a kind of sweatshirt. I love to wear all of those three, so it's important I have a couple of both. I'll probably only need like 4 sweaters in my wardrobe, but because I want to have different things for different days, depending on what I feel like to put on, I'll end up having a little more than I need. So it's really a combination of what you want and what you need, and you need to find a fine balance. So it's not all just what you want, and it's not all just what you need. So you need to, again, as I always talk about, find a middle ground for you and don't go to any extremes. So don't have like way more clothing than you need, but don't have like way less than you need either. Just find a middle ground that suits you. And maybe you're alright with just having what you actually need and not thinking about what you like wearing and what you want to wear. I'm all about clothing being comfortable for me, so it's not all about looking really good. I like a dress to sit tightly and just show my figure, because that's just what I like a dress to do. In saying that, I have a couple of dresses that doesn't do that, but it depends on the dress again. And it's all about getting to know yourself. So some dresses I have alright with being loose, and some I really like them to be tight. So it's a journey, and it's about getting to know yourself. And now I shared some of my thoughts about it, and I hope that could help you a little bit if you're also building your own wardrobe. And one last advice would be look at your list and just use that when you're going out shopping, knowing what you need and trying to find what you will actually like when it comes to style and patterns and so on. So only going from the list that you have written down about what kind of clothing you like. So go from that list when you go out shopping, so minimize buying things that you don't need. So I think having a list of what you really want, and you can also add what you really need, that is the list you have to shop from. So don't shop from just, oh, that looks nice and that looks fine, but no, have a list to look at and know that what is on your list is what you have to find. And sometimes it takes a long time to find the right kind of clothing that we're searching for, and that sucks, but that's just how it is. So it takes time building a new wardrobe, and I hope You learn a lot about yourself and what you like on this journey. And I hope you have compassion with yourselves because, as I said, we all make mistakes and we have to learn from them. That's how we grow. So, yeah, again, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. And if you want me to make a more in-depth video about this topic, about building a wardrobe, but I've actually written down some notes, comment down below. I would love to do kind of a part 2 where I go more into depth. And it's not just what I'm thinking about on top of my head. So I would love to do that. So if you'd love to see that, please comment down below. And please remember to comment and like and all that good stuff if you like my video. And if you have anything to say about my video, just say it in a nice way. Remember, we're all humans. And if you have some constructive criticism, then please comment down below. I would love to hear what you think about my videos and what you like. So I really hope you enjoyed this video and see you soon in another video. Bye guys!
Just to sum this video up, for me, building a wardrobe is all about knowing what I would like to have, what I need and what I like. And know what we wear the most. It's about knowing the climate you live in. It's about writing down what you need for your wardrobe. It's about how often you wash your clothing. It's about trial and error. It's about learning and evaluating along the way. You will make mistakes and you have to learn from them. It's a journey and it takes time. It's a combination of what you need and want. It's about finding balance between what you need and what you want. It's about shopping from your list that you have made about what you need and what you want from your wardrobe. It's about having compassion for yourself and learning about yourself on this journey.